You know that feeling when your phone rings late at night and something inside you just knows it's not going to be good news. That's exactly how it started for Emily. A call at 12:11 a.m. A stranger's voice on the other end said, "Ma'am, there's been an accident." Daniel Reeves wasn't reckless. He wasn't the kind of guy who drove fast or took risks. He was normal. The kind of man who texts his wife when he leaves work, who remembers grocery lists, who says, "I'll be home in 20 minutes, and actually means it. That night, he never made it home. It was raining. Not the light kind, the kind that blurs your vision and makes the world feel distant. Daniel's last message to Emily was simple. "Leaving now, don't wait up." She replied with a heart. That message would be the last thing she ever heard from him. Minutes later, his car hit a tree. No other vehicles. No witnesses. Just silence and rain. She knew something was wrong before they even told her. It was the way the officer paused, the way he didn't meet her eyes. "We did everything we could." That sentence, that's the one people never forget. The house felt different without him, not quieter, just empty. His shoes were still by the door, his coffee mug still in the sink. Emily couldn't bring herself to move anything, because moving things meant accepting it, and she wasn't ready for that. At the funeral, people said the usual things. "He's in a better place. Stay strong." But none of it helps, because the truth is, there's no better place when someone you love is supposed to be right here. Emily didn't cry at the grave. She just stood there, staring, as if her mind was still trying to catch up. That night, she slept on his side of the bed. Not because she wanted to, but because it still smelled like him. At exactly 12:03 a.m., the lights flickered. Just once. She didn't think much of it. But then her phone lit up. It was calling someone. She looked down. It was calling Daniel. She laughed it off. "Glitch," she whispered, because the alternative was too terrifying to even consider. On the third night, it happened again. 12:03 a.m., lights flicker, phone buzzes, and then knock. Not loud, not urgent, just steady, like someone who knows you're there. Emily's heart started racing. Another knock. She walked slowly to the door, every step feeling heavier than the last. And when she opened it, she forgot how to breathe. It was Daniel, standing there, wet, pale, shaking, like he'd been through something he didn't understand himself. "Em," he said, not loudly, not dramatically, just confused, like a man who wasn't sure where he was. People always think you'd run into their arms, but that's not what happens. Because when someone you buried stands in front of you, your brain doesn't say, "They're back." It says, "This is wrong." Emily stepped back, and for the first time in her life, she was afraid of her own husband. Daniel didn't have answers, only fragments. He remembered the crash, the impact, then nothing, then something. It wasn't dark, he said. It just felt empty. He said he could hear voices, not clearly, just distant, like people talking in another room. And one voice closer than the others, watching, waiting. The truth didn't come all at once. It came in pieces. A nurse who couldn't stay quiet anymore. A missing report. A name. A doctor. running something he shouldn't have been running. An experimental drug, one that could slow the human body to the point where it looked exactly like death. Daniel was never supposed to wake up. Not that soon. Not like that. He was supposed to be moved, studied, observed. But something went wrong. And in that moment of chaos, he slipped through. Not fully alive, not fully gone. Just lost. They shut the program down, arrested the doctor, closed the case. On paper, it was a mistake, a misdiagnosis. But life doesn't go back to normal after something like that. Daniel changed. He stopped smiling, stopped laughing. Sometimes he'd just sit there, staring at nothing. And every night, at exactly 12:03 a.m., he wakes up, looks toward the door, and whispers, "They almost kept me. But I don't think they're done." Because sometimes coming back isn't the miracle. It's the beginning of something worse.